Entering the city of shade dwellers. A group of friends enters the eerie city of shade dwellers, surrounded by thick fog and decaying buildings. They feel an overwhelming sense of dread as they step deeper into the abandoned streets. Empty streets filled with fog. The streets are completely deserted, covered in a thick layer of fog. In the distance, dark shadow moves silently, making the atmosphere even more unsettling. Malakula's first appearance. Malakura, with his grey skin and eerie smile, steps out of the shadows. His dark, soulless eyes gleam as he approaches the terrified group. Shadow, the shape-shifting creature, lurks as one of the friends run through a narrow alley. Shadow, the shape-shifting shadow creature, follows closely behind. Its form shifts constantly, blending in the dark corners of the alley. The locked doors of the abandoned house. The group tries desperately to open the locked doors of an old, decaying house. Strange echoing noise comes from behind them as they try to escape the shadows. Zara, floating over the ruined buildings. Zara, dressed in blood-stained white clothes, hovers above a crumbling building. Her face is hidden in shadows, and she watches the group silently. Lost in the dark streets. One of the friends is lost in the dark, foggy streets of the city. The shadows swirl around them. The shadow follows closely, barely visible in the mist. Raven in the dark sky. Raven, the winged creature, flies high above the city, its glowing eyes scanning the street below. The dark, starless sky adds to the sense of terror as it hunts. Malakura closes in. Malakura inches closer to one of the friends, his terrifying grin widening. The friend, frozen in fear, stares into his soulless eyes as he approaches. Hiding in the empty house, the friends huddle together inside a dark, empty house. Shadows lurk in the corners, slowly moving toward them as they try to stay quiet, terrified of what's outside. Zara, crawling up the wall. Zara moves swiftly and unnaturally up the cracked wall of the abandoned house. Her movements are jerky and terrifying, and the group watches in horror. Running through the fog. The group sprints through the fog-covered streets, desperately trying to escape Shadow, who is chasing them. They look over their shoulders, fear gripping their hearts. Raven descends from the sky. One of the friends looks up in horror as Raven, with its enormous wings, descends rapidly from the sky. Its glowing eyes lock onto the friend as it dives down. Caught by Shadow. In a dark alley, one of the friends is caught by Shadow. The shadows wrap around them, pulling them into the darkness as they struggle helplessly. Zara's face up close. Zara appears terrifyingly close to one of the friends, her dark eyes staring directly into theirs. The friend is frozen in fear, unable to move as she gets closer. Malakura attacks from behind. Malakura sneaks up one of the friends from behind, his hands reaching out to grab them. The friend, unaware of the danger, stands still, too afraid to move. Lurking shadows in the room. Inside a dark room, the friends try to hide, but shadows slowly creep in from the corners, growing closer with each second. Fleeing into the forest. The group runs into the dark forest, trying to escape Raven and Shadow, who are in pursuit. The thick fog and twisted trees make it difficult to see, but they keep running in fear. One last look at the city. The last survivor stands at the edge of the city, looking back at the fog-covered streets and decaying buildings. Dark shadows still linger in the distance as they prepare to flee for good. Malakura in the mirror. The last survivor stands in front of a mirror, only to see Malakura's smiling face behind them. When they turn around, no one is there, but they know Malakura is still watching.